Welcome to Foundations of Global Learning. This session explores how we can prepare students to engage meaningfully with our interconnected world. By the end of this session, you will be able to define global learning within higher education, explain why global learning matters for faculty and students, identify core foundations of global learning, including knowledge, skills, and dispositions, explore ways to integrate global learning into courses, and discuss strategies for assessing global competence. So, what is global learning? Global learning is the process through which students, faculty, and scholars collaboratively explore and address complex problems that cross national and cultural boundaries. It's not just about learning about other cultures, but learning with others, sharing perspectives, examining assumptions, and finding common ground. Through this process, global learning becomes a transformative experience that builds empathy, perspective, and problem-solving skills. Global learning has 4 key features. Global learning involves analyzing issues that have worldwide significance, such as sustainability, immigration, or technology, and understanding how they connect across contexts. It encourages collaboration among people from different backgrounds and integrates multiple disciplines to deepen understanding. Just as importantly, it develops reflection and communication, helping learners articulate their views and listen to others with respect and curiosity. Why does global learning matter? Global learning matters because it strengthens the academic, professional, and civic missions of higher education. At the academic level, incorporating global perspectives deepens disciplinary content and makes learning more meaningful for students. By connecting course concepts to international and intercultural contexts, learners can better see how their field applies to real-world issues and how knowledge is shaped by different cultural viewpoints. Beyond academics, global learning also supports career readiness. Employers consistently emphasize that graduates who can communicate and collaborate across cultures and who approach decisions ethically are better prepared for the modern workforce. These experiences give students opportunities to practice those skills in authentic ways, making them more adaptable and effective in professional environments. Finally, global learning plays a critical role in civic engagement. It builds awareness and a sense of responsibility toward complex global challenges that affect communities everywhere. As students engage with these issues, they begin to understand their role as informed citizens who can contribute both locally and globally. Now, let's explore the core foundations of global learning. These foundations provide a framework for developing globally competent students. The first foundation is knowledge, or the what of global learning. Knowledge is about understanding global systems, the political, economic, and environmental interconnections that link nations and communities. It also includes deep knowledge of cultures and belief systems, histories, values, and communication styles. This knowledge forms the context students need to interpret world events and understand their field in a global framework. The second foundation is skills. Skills refer to how students apply their learning. Perspective taking allows students to understand issues from multiple cultural viewpoints. Communication across difference enables them to engage effectively with people whose experiences and viewpoints differ from their own. The third foundation is dispositions, or the why of global learning. Dispositions capture the mindset behind global learning. Curiosity and openness drive students to explore unfamiliar ideas and perspectives. Self-awareness helps them recognize how their own cultural lenses shape interpretation and behavior. Cultivating these dispositions encourages learners to approach difference with humility, respect, and a desire to understand. Now let's discuss pedagogical integration and strategies for the classroom. Integrating global learning into your teaching can start with simple adjustments to existing lessons. One effective method is using case studies with international contexts. For example, analyzing a business case from another country. You can also engage students through comparative analysis of systems, such as examining how healthcare, democracy, or design practices vary across countries. These comparisons encourage students to think critically about how global contexts shape outcomes and to see that no single model is universal. High-impact practices offer engaging ways to connect students globally. Collaborative Online International Learning, or COIL, involves collaborating with students at an international partner institution on a shared project. Another option is introducing multiple perspectives in course texts and media by replacing or supplementing traditional materials with voices from a variety of cultural backgrounds. Both practices expand understanding and engagement. You can also use simple, low-lift techniques, Global mapping helps students visualize international connections in your subject area. In addition, what-if scenarios encourage students to consider how issues might unfold differently in various cultural contexts. For example, what if a tech company introduced a remote work policy in Germany versus Japan? These small adjustments spark curiosity and help students think globally. Assessment is crucial for measuring global competence and ensuring students are developing these essential skills. The key is shifting from content recall to competency demonstration. Rather than asking students to memorize facts, design assessments that require them to apply their knowledge and skills. Measuring competence emphasizes demonstration, how effectively learners analyze, communicate, and act within global contexts, rather than simply what facts they can repeat. Formative assessments are used during the learning process to provide ongoing feedback and support student growth. For example, reflection journals give students a space to think through their reactions to complex global topics and make sense of how their understanding is evolving over time. Because these journals are completed regularly, instructors can respond with feedback and make instructional adjustments while learning is still in progress. Annotated bibliographies also work well as formative assessments. Rather than being a final product, they act as checkpoints that help students practice evaluating and synthesizing sources. When students engage with materials from different countries or cultural perspectives, instructors can offer guidance that students then apply to later projects or discussions. For summative assessment, the focus shifts to evaluating what students can demonstrate at the conclusion of learning. One strong example is an intercultural team project, where students are assessed on their ability to manage conflict, negotiate roles, and communicate effectively while working with teammates from different cultural backgrounds. This type of project brings together multiple skills and shows how well students can apply what they have learned in a collaborative, real-world context. Another example is a global policy brief. In this assessment, students analyze a complex global issue and propose solutions that take into account multiple national interests and cultural contexts. Because the policy brief requires synthesis, analysis, and application of course concepts, it serves as a comprehensive measure of student learning at the end of the course. Let's review the key takeaways. Global learning connects students to real-world challenges and prepares them for meaningful engagement. It develops essential skills like perspective taking, communication, and critical thinking. You can integrate it through case studies, diverse perspectives, and collaborative projects. An assessment should focus on demonstrating competencies, not just recalling information. Thank you for exploring the foundations of global learning. By incorporating these principles into your teaching, you'll help prepare students to navigate and contribute to our interconnected world.